hope you are having a lovely weekend. Uh, for this morning, I figured I'd share a little thing that has been on my mind lately, and that is about how difficult it can be for either most of us or some of us to stop the sin that we are doing. Like we keep praying to God and asking Him to either help us, or we may do that whole I promise I'll never do this again and stuff like that, and yet we still go back into it eventually. And also, I know that this type of video is probably one of those that you've probably heard over and over and over again, and it's nothing new to you, and you've seen it all, you've heard it all. I totally understand that, but maybe God's trying to talk to you, trying to tell you something. Uh, for tonight, I'm going to read a couple of books from the Bible that help you understand that, yes, we may sin. We need to pray to God and ask for His help, His forgiveness, and He can guide us. But anyway, the first part would be from the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verses 17 and 18. Wherefore in all things it behoved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. For in that he himself hath suffered, being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted. Now I'm going to read from the book of James, chapter 4, verse 7, which encourages submitting to God and resisting the devil. Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And adding another verse, verse 8, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners. Purify your hearts, ye double-minded, as I read last week. So Tara's putting those two together. But yes, it's very hard to do, to get away from the sins that we've probably been doing for most of our lives, and it's just the devil trying to control us, that he knows our weakness, he goes after us, and he dangles that little, like, hey, take a look at this, hey, why don't you do this, nothing bad will happen, go ahead. But and yeah, I myself, I'm not gonna lie, I myself have been tempted, and I sure enough have been down that road of sinning, and in fact lately I have been trying to get away from the sin that I have, and it can be hard, but trusting God, pray to God, talk with Him about it, and just ask Him for help, for forgiveness, for the sin that you keep falling into. Ask Him to help you to get out of that mess, to get out of that sin that keeps dragging you down. Now, before we end today's video, I would like to share with you one more little verse that a friend of mine showed me, and I will only read like the first part of the verse. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this was very special to me because I have talked to him about how I felt like I was failing God and feel like giving up and whatnot. But then he told me to go to Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16, and I'm only going to read the first part of it. And it says, for a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. And he told me, I'm paraphrasing this because I'm not good at remembering exactly word for word what people say to me, but he said that, yeah, we're going to make mistakes, but just focus on today and tomorrow and the next day. when those days come. Don't focus so much on your failures, because a true failure is when someone decides to just give up. But when someone still has that little flicker of hope that they want to keep trying, then that means a whole lot more. So, good night, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful 4th of July, and God bless.